Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, February 18th, 2022. Child sex abuse in Madagascar, widespread and tolerated. This article is taken from the United Nations. In Madagascar, child sex abuse is widespread and tolerated in tourist hotspots, UN appointed rights experts said on Thursday. In a call to the authorities to take action to protect youngsters from child prostitution and other violations, the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child heard that the majority of children who had sex for money do so to survive. To combat this, the Geneva-based panel urged Madagascar's government to strengthen multilateral, regional, and bilateral accords to prevent sex tourism. Its recommendations followed a scheduled rights review of the Indian Ocean island nation, which in 2004 committed to eradicating all forms of violence against children, including sexual abuse and exploitation. During exchanges with the Malagasy authorities and civil society in Geneva, the UN panel noted the extreme vulnerability of communities affected by recurring drought and chronic shortages of water and food, particularly in southern areas. Linked to this, rates of acute malnutrition among children have worsened exponentially in Madagascar, said the UN-appointed independent panel, which oversees how member states implement the Convention on the Rights of the Child. In its submission to the panel, the civil society group ECPAT International explained that child prostitution has become trivialized in Madagascar and is conducted openly in bars, nightclubs, massage parlors, and hotel establishments. How can this go on? Where is the police? ECPAT International added that poverty was the main driver of the practice and that some families even push their children into vice, the majority being girls, although the prostitution of boys has increased in recent years. It said that while more than 250,000 tourists visited Madagascar, according to latest data from 2017, the majority of abusers were citizens of the island nation, with most affected areas being the capital and coastal towns. Madagascar has been struck by two deadly cyclones in recent weeks, causing widespread loss of life and damage to parts of the country. UN and humanitarian partners have been providing support and aid to those affected, and extreme weather events have led to widespread hunger across the country. The Committee on the Rights of the Child, CRC, is a body of 18 independent experts that monitors implementation of the Convention on the Rights of the Child by its state parties. It also monitors implementation of two optional protocols to the Convention on involvement of children in armed conflict and on sale of children, child prostitution, and child pornography. This is very similar to the article I covered today on the Ugandan woman who went to work in Saudi Arabia and came back with a missing a kidney. We all understand how poverty exists on the African continent. And we're talking extreme poverty in many, many cases. We understand this, but nothing can take the precedence to your safety and your health. And when it comes to going and working to make money, and usually I'm sure it's to send money back home. I understand that. But if you get raped, you can't get that back. If you lose a kidney, you can't get that back. If you lose your life, your family can't get that back. And likewise, we all know that there's poverty on Madagascar. We understand that. But nothing can take, uh, nothing can give these kids back their innocence once they're grown. And, the child prostitution, child exploitation, pornography, or whatever the case may be, being in bars. I mean, if the parents aren't going to make sure that their kids are in a safe place, at least the government and the police should be monitoring this situation and not letting it go on in plain view.